So you've got this scale damage, which works very well, and if you're going to hit someone, basically their defense, that's the difficulty you need to hit them, is their agility roll. So if their agility is a D8, they roll a D8. And that's, you know, if they get a 7, that's what you need to hit if you roll your agility plus your ranged weapons, your dice, and add those together if you hit. If you do hit, the difference between your dice roll and what you needed is the initial damage. So let's say if I needed a 7, I got a 10. That's 3 initial damage. And what happens is that gets divided into stun and wound, you know, in favor of stun. So it'll be 2 stun, 1 wound. And then after you have your basic damage, then your weapon does its damage. So if it's a stun baton from the future, it does stun damage. If it's a, you know, a hunting rifle, it would do, you know, a D8 wounds, right? And that's it. That's the system right there. And it just works beautifully. It's just wonderful magic. I love it. Now, I think people couldn't wrap their minds around rolling 2 dice. They're like, rolling 2 dice? What? You know, that's, now, obviously, you know, they're not stupid. They have a different, you know, different interest. So I shouldn't be saying, basically people were kind of like, what? I have to figure that out. And that's strange because, oh, you know, if I roll a D6 and I roll a D8 and add them together, how wonky that system is. It's not wonky at all. It has less variability than if you rolled a D20. Okay? Then you have 1 through 20. You know, if you're rolling a D6 and a D8, that's 1 through 14, you know. So there's nothing wonky about this system. It's a fantastic system. It's and I think it's unbeatable. I really do. I think it's unbeatable. Now that's my opinion, and that's not every opinion, and other people are going to have different opinions, and that's fine. So my own opinion is, though, it's the best system for me. I love this system. I think it's fantastic. Now, after Cortex Classic, the Blue Book came out, right, which was setting-less. It was just the rules stripped down, so you could play whatever you wanted. I had setting ideas at the back, you know, but really bare bones ideas. After that came out, Jamie Chambers wasn't around, I noticed, when I look at the credits on the products. And it seems like, I think Cam Banks was the guy, and I could be wrong, but I'm thinking that's correct, was the guy who decided, okay, let's take Cortex, and what we're going to do is we're going to take the rule ideas, but we're going to heavily modify them based upon the setting. So I think Leverage was the first one that came out based upon the TV show, or Leverage, whatever. And then that was just completely changed, right? And then you have Smallville, which was changed again, and you know, because Smallville was a game based upon relationships as opposed to combat a lot of times. So you had a lot of you know, extra stuff thrown in, and then multiple dice came into it. And now you have Firefly. Now I can't comment on those games, right? I can comment on what I like, which is Cortex Classic, but I can't comment on the Cortex Plus because I haven't played it. I purchased Lethbridge on the PDF, and I tried to play it, and I was saying, well, for me, Cortex Classics does everything I need, so I don't need this. You know, at some point I'll give it a shot, but I didn't need it. Cortex Classic did exactly what I wanted it to do, and it still does. But from what I hear, you know, people who do play it are quite taken with it and, you know, love it quite a bit. But for me, I just don't need it, I guess, at this point. Cortex Classic does everything I need it to do. And, you know, I introduced some other guys to it. Hey, let's play. And we've run everything. I ran a post-nuke campaign that was just epic. I had mutants. You could be every time a mutant animal, evolved animal. You know, and a friend of mine's doing Cyberpunk, and now then we ran a fantasy campaign with it, and it's ridiculously simple to write stuff for it and to tweak and to run anything almost on the fly. You know, it takes you 10 minutes to come up with whatever, and off you go. So Cortex was for me and continues to be for me, Cortex Classic. Like I say, at some point I'll try the Cortex Plus stuff for sure. And I'm not knocking it at all, it's just I found what I like, and from what I hear, people love Cortex Plus as well, right? And the Cortex role-playing system is award-winning. Serenity won Best Role-Playing Game of the Year. Battlestar consistently gets 4 out of 5. No, 4.5 out of 5 or 5 out of 5 star reviews all the time. And the Cortex Blue Book, which is the one no one seemed to buy, is the evolution up to Battlestar. So it's good. I really advise you guys to try it. Check it out. I think it's on RPG now for around $5. You know, the PDF. Or Drive Through RPG. I think they're the same company now. Yeah, I could be wrong there. And yeah, give that a shot. I really love it. I run them all the time over Skype. You know, always accepting new players, or at least people that come in and have a look. So if you're interested in that, PM me, and I might give that a go for you. But it's so good. Okay, so that's my quasi review of Cortex. I'll do another at some point way down the road when I can insert pictures and stuff into the vlog, but for now, that's where we're at. Okay, I hope you had fun, and I hope I'm not out of time. If I am, you won't hear any of this. If I'm not, well, list in the comment section below if you know anything about anything, or if you like this, or hey, even that's enough for me. Hey, I'll be like, hey, back. Okay, take care. Have a good one.